Hey, what is up, everybody? This is Stevie Breach coming to you here today. Last night on WWE's edition of Monday Night Raw, we had the announcement that our good buddy, WWE Universal Champion, Kevin Owens, is going to be defending that championship at the Royal Rumble against Roman Reigns again. WWE honestly will never learn. I don't understand it. I don't understand both sides of the situation. I understand that WWE wants Roman Reigns to be the face of the company. They want him to be that number one guy. He scored the win at WWE's WrestleMania 32 in Dallas, the largest WrestleMania of all time, and the fans booed him. He went on, he defended that championship at Extreme Rules. He defended it at, the other pay-per-views before losing it at Money in the Bank, and never learned. At WWE's big shows that fans travel to, fans will boo Roman Reigns. He's not going to get that overwhelming loud cheer response. I don't know if it's that, he gets the same response that John Cena's got, or just fans hate this guy. I'll personally tell you this. I think that Roman Reigns, his level of work speaks for itself. He is one of the best wrestlers in the WWE. He has a great physique. He's got everything to be a top guy, other than the WWE finding a way for this guy to get over. I don't know if he needs that overwhelming heel turn that WWE is never going to give him. I don't know if we're going to be sitting here 15 years from now wondering when Roman Reigns is ever going to turn heel. I think that they're onto something, with the Shield keeps on popping up together and Roman working with Seth. Seth is the babyface that works. As Seth was going for the championship, fans would cheer him around the world. I don't know if it's because he was so good as a heel that now he works as a babyface, or people just love Seth Rollins, but I don't get it. Honestly, I was thinking that this year's Royal Rumble had the chance to be one of the best Royal Rumbles of all time because of the brand split, there being so many guys to be in there. Yet, once again, they're going back to the well of Roman Reigns versus Kevin Owens. This is a match that did not work at Roadblock. Roadblock was a show that nobody had high hopes for. It was just a match. And this year at the Royal Rumble, to put it over the top, they're going to be putting Chris Jericho inside of a shark cage. The second time that WWE has used this gimmick in probably about a month, when they used it at the last NXT TakeOver special. I know that not every WWE fan watch NXT, but I know a lot of them watch the NXT TakeOver specials, because they're treated as if they are very special pay-per-views that people really should watch. And even the number of people that watch takeovers compared to the numbers that watch Monday Night Raw and SmackDown and the other pay-per-views, it still is a fraction. So not everybody has seen this, but I can honestly say that from the number of fans that I follow on Twitter and other forms of social media, nobody was really excited to see the shark cage used once again, especially seeing how NXT really shit the bed with it, putting Paul Ellering in it and still using the shark cage as a part of the finish, with Paul Ellering, interrupted 2 matches inside of the Dusty Rhodes tournament, so they put him inside the shark cage, and then he was still able to drop a weapon into the match, which did not help with the finish, but still was a big part of the finish. So, I don't know. I thought that having so many guys in the Rumble to have it, and I know that I was thinking Roman was one of those guys, and he's only one, and there's still a long number of people that could win it. Now there's this rumor that people think that Braun Strowman is going to win the Rumble. Braun Strowman ain't winning the fucking Rumble. And for people that are putting up this blurb that Dave Meltzer said doesn't listen to Observer Radio, he was hypothetically going on, what if Braun Strowman won the Rumble? He never said when Braun Strowman wins the Rumble, Braun Strowman is going to win the Rumble. He never said anything close to that. It's just where people hear what they want to hear and reword things around a thing. Last night's show on Monday Night Raw with Braun Strowman running around beating the fuck out of people is leading up to something. Maybe he's, the people thought that he was going to run into the Big Show. The Big Show was used a few weeks ago on Monday Night Raw. He was on the Tribute to Troop show, and now he's never been seen again. We know that he has the match against Shaquille O'Neal. they'll probably use something with Big Show to have him on television or even on pay-per-view leading up to WrestleMania, because we all know Shaquille O'Neal isn't getting in the ring before WrestleMania. So what if just Big Show beats Braun Strowman? And that's it. There's no big payoff to it. They wanted to build up Big Show because he hasn't really been around and really hasn't done anything. Big Show in doses honestly is good. Braun Strowman beating the fuck out of people is alright, but honestly, why don't people believe that just Sami Zayn is going to be the guy that shows up on Raw and beats Braun Strowman? That's going to help him more than anything else. I mean, he got the victory at Roadblock by lasting 10 minutes, but don't you think that they're going to do another match? And it's going to be like Rey Mysterio and Kevin Nash on Nitro, where he is going to pull off the ultimate upset. I mean, his whole gimmick is that he is the ultimate underdog that will fight off, any sort of challenge. So we'll see. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I don't think that Kevin Owens is going to be the champion heading into WrestleMania. But I mean, there's other things that could happen. I mean, on the Tribute to the Troops, they had the Bullet Club, the New Day, and the Shield all staring each other down. That opened up opportunities for them to do that as a three-way, and have a big match at WrestleMania. But then again, that takes away 3, maybe even 4 big matches, in any sort of different combination. New Day being a tag match, AJ Styles wrestling as the champion, definitely Roman, Seth and Dean would all be used in singles matches as well. So that's a big skeleton of the card. But there's a lot of guys in WWE now, especially with the brand split, that are going to be looking like big stars. And I know that they use gimmicks like Battle Royals and they use gimmicks like the ladder match that use a lot of guys. But a lot of people have been featured this year that need to get featured on WrestleMania. And so that might be a way to squeak more people onto the show, is have that as 6 guys getting on there. I don't know. I think there's a good chance that Kevin Owens will lose the championship. I'm not thinking that he's going to show up. But, I mean, even though Jericho is being in the shark cage, I would guess the Royal Rumble match would be the last match on the show. There's still a hope that Jericho could win the Rumble, and that could lead us to Jericho versus Kevin Owens at WrestleMania. And I know that is a lot like the Edge versus Jericho WrestleMania 26 match, which is a championship match, but doesn't really have a whole lot of sizzle, but they'll still call it one of the main event matches. I don't know. After last night at Roadblock, well, the night before at Roadblock, with just Jericho running down and doing the interference, causing Kevin Owens to keep the championship by disqualification, that was just such a cheap victory. And I know that people got that few seconds of hope that Jericho turned on Owens, and that's what we saw. And they would do Owens versus Jericho at the Rumble, and then it ended up just being them just fooling everybody. It is what it is. I'm not sure what to think about this. And I know we didn't talk a lot about the match and the shark cage and all that shit, but we talked about a lot of other stuff, so we'll still upload it. Owens versus Reigns for the title. I think I'd put my money on Reigns. As of right now, I think that's my gut, is that Reigns will win it. We'll have to see how they do the build to it, though, especially with Jericho being in the shark cage. How is Owens going to be able to overcome? Maybe somebody will just turn on him, on Reigns, and that'll be Reigns' WrestleMania match, or I was going to say Fastlane match, whatever. Oh yeah, Fastlane, they still do Fastlane, because we just had Roadblock. I think I fucked that up a few times in this video, but it is what it is. See you guys.